The Democrats, more of our people vote early that count. Theirs voted mail. And so they're going to have a natural disadvantage, and Trump's going to take advantage of it. That's our strategy. He's going to declare himself a winner. So when you wake up Wednesday morning, it's going to be a firestorm. We're going to have Antifa crazy, the media crazy, the courts are crazy, and Trump's going to be sitting there mocking, tweeting out, you lose. After then, Trump never has to go to a voter again. He's going to fire Ray, the FBI director, fire the scene. He's going to say, "F you." How about that? Because he's never going to. He's done his last election. Oh, he's going to be off the chain. He's going to be crazy. Also, if Trump is losing by 10 or 11 o'clock at night, it's going to be even crazier. Because he's going to sit right there and say they stole it.
Oh, and it did get very, very crazy. That is Steve Bannon, obviously former White House advisor, speaking to a group of supporters. And this is audio that was obtained by Mother Jones. And you heard a number of things. I just want to name that not only was it Trump will declare that the election was stolen. This is this is October 31st, Halloween, fitting. That's when Steve Bannon reaches his full ghoul stage. But that he also said, this will be the last election. Trump will never go to a voter again. A little bit chilling. So let's go to the details. On the evening of October 31st, Steve Bannon told a group of associates that President Donald Trump had a plan to declare victory on election night, even if he was losing. Trump knew that the slow counting of the Democratic-leaning mail-in ballots meant the returns would show early leads for him in key states. His quote-unquote strategy was to use this fact to assert that he had won, while claiming the inevitable shifts in vote totals toward Joe Biden must be the result of fraud, not the way numbers work. See how we did that? So this nearly hour-long audio, there's more? An hour-long audio obtained by Mother Jones is new evidence that Trump's late-night diatribe, which came a few hours later than Bannon had anticipated, followed a pre-existing plan to lie to Americans about election results in a bid to hold power. It reminds me of, Yasmin, I think it's Bernie Sanders who called it out, who was like, he was on Colbert like a few weeks before the election and said, Trump will declare victory. It's heads I win, tails you lose, no matter what. And we were all like, okay, I guess that's gonna happen. But what do you make of like the bald facedness, like the sort of cavalier way that Bannon's doing this?
You know, what I think is this feels like such an I told you so moment for all of left-wing media. And it's true, everything that's been happening, we saw it coming. It was all laid out for us, Here we have Steve Bannon on a recording confessing to gaslighting an entire population, lying to them in a way that he knew was literally going to tear this country apart. He's confessing to doing and saying all the things that we knew that they were going to say and going to do intentionally and deliberately. And the right-wing media does have the capacity to be skeptical and open-minded when they want to be. So there's already reports that wasn't really Steve Bannon on the recording, and we don't really know if Mother Jones is a reliable source. It's really kind of mind-boggling how quickly they come up with these things, because it's all premeditated, it's all pre-planned. They knew what was going on, so they had all the excuses ready to go.
Mother Jones is trans.
The lefters, like we've been trying to prove this for so long, and now we're finally able to a little bit.
Right, exactly. But no, there's more details. It's like we know exactly what was going on that tape. So a little bit more about that. The audio comes from a meeting between Bannon and half a dozen supporters of Guo Wengui, an exiled Chinese mogul for whom Bannon has worked. Remember, he was caught on like a boat of like some Chinese mogul exile as well. I'm not sure if it's the same guy. Bannon helps Guo launch a series of pro-Trump Chinese language news websites that have promoted an array of far-right misinformation, including a video streaming site called GTV. The meeting was intended to help GTV plan its election night coverage. fun. That source recorded the meeting and recently provided the audio to Mother Jones. Again, investigative, awesome journalism that for decades now. The attendees included Dr. Li Mengyan, a virologist who had made unsubstantiated claims that COVID was designed by China as a bioweapon, claims Bannon had helped to propagate. Also, there was Wang Dinggang, a GTV host who had helped spread false claims about Hunter Biden. So they just stellar reporting from GTV. So this is not an infiltrator. This is not an enemy. This is in the company of what he thought was friends. This is off the cuff. This is his most Bannon-like moment. Once again, Halloween. And here he is laying it out because he doesn't think he's being recorded. And he doesn't think any of this is gonna come back to bite him.
Yeah, and when we talk about changing hearts and minds, I think things like this are very helpful in helping to sway those people who aren't the most, egregious Trump supporters in the world, right? The people who are closer to the middle, somewhere in the middle, some people who want to find reason and want to actually know what's going on, but maybe they got sucked in a little bit too hard during the election and since 2020. So hopefully this makes a difference. Hopefully this makes a difference with actual voters, and hopefully we see something come out of all this.